Hi, today I'm going to show you how to do a monthly marketing report. Most importantly, the generic content for the monthly marketing report. As soon as the monthly marketing report comes on, whether you have comps or not, it can get started. And it's very important to start on a monthly marketing report right away so that way as soon as the comps are pulled and supplied for it, then the report can be very easily finished, and it's kind of like less hassle that way to basically break it down into smaller pieces, chunk it into manageable sections so that you don't get frustrated, because it is a very time consuming task. So what we're going to do here is click on the monthly marketing report for 2313 Stonegate. Now what I've done, and it will cover later after you learn and fully understand how these monthly marketing reports work, is I've created a macro. So all I have to really do is click a button and it's going to automatically fill out everything on my end. So you see that this goes very, very fast, and this is great. And there's no reason why you can't use a macro as well, but we want you to do several reports so that you fully understand how they work, so that way you can understand what needs to be changed. This macro is simply filling in all of the common information, and it will need to be edited once we get the comps. So let's review some of this common information that put in. You can see obviously that was much easier than just go ahead and typing it in. In order to do macros, you have to be familiar with the program called iMacros. But right now I'm just going to cover a couple of minutes on some of the generic content and why it's there. Our market is in a very depressed market, so that's why we're putting depressed for current market conditions, employment conditions, the percentage that it's declined. We usually do an 85-15 for tenants. It's always going to be the state of Illinois, so you can always put that in. The other thing you can always do is whatever town it's in, typically all of them are going to be in the same town. So I'll always just go ahead and type it in and then hit Control C, Tab, Control V, Control V. So that's the easier way to do it. With Control C is copy, Control V is paste, and it's just fast to do it that way. Same thing, zip codes. Just put those all in right away. Control C, Tab, Control V, Control V. You get the idea. Our data source always comes from the MLS, tax records, and Marshall and Swift. And that's what this says in here. So that's what always needs to be typed in. Some other things that are generic in nature. Usually sales or financing conditions on all subject properties will be none. And for the descriptions, we just default that to FHA for financing. Sometimes it's conventional, but most of the time it's FHA. Location is almost always suburban. Occasionally it'll be city or rural, but for generic purposes we put suburban. Leasehold fee simple, we are always fee simple, so that will go in each one. Now we have to do some adjustments, so you'll notice in these adjustment columns practically everything is a zero. You want to just go in right away and put zeros in everywhere, and then when you're trying to figure out an adjustment for the site, whatever the square footage is, we adjust it $1 per square foot. And then on the actual GLA or square footage of the property, that's this section right here, it didn't fill it in, but just take note that that's going to be $40 per square foot. That's $40 per square foot. So if it's a 100 square foot difference, it's going to be $4,000. Also the bedrooms, in the room counts it's 732. That's generic. So again, that'll have to be changed. But you can see here, just take note to what we've used for the generic content. Generic, usually there's no energy efficient items. We've got average for full functionality and description, and there will also be a template that is inserted into the training folder that has this in a PDF format, so you can see how these should all be filled out generically. And then once you're familiar with that, we'll set you up with the macros so that all you have to do is go ahead and click the button, have it done in a few seconds, and then edit it as needed when the comps are totally complete. So that just makes everything real nice and easy. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great day.